mean, sweetheart, what you said about Trump waving the LGBTQ flag just to gain supporters, and then after getting elected, he has proven time and time again that he is against it. Okay, well, I'm not saying that's true, and I'm not saying that's not true, but what I will say is that Hillary, believe it or not, did the same thing. And how do I know this? Well, I saw videos that were real footage. They were not doctors. It was real footage where, like, 20 years ago, I don't know how many years ago, it was many years ago, where she went on a interview. She did a live interview on TV, and I'm not sure what it was for exactly, but on that interview, the interviewer asked her, so, are you still against, sorry, I'm a bit confused, are you still against the LGBTQ community? Are you still against it? She said, yes! Yeah, no, I didn't believe that at first either. And then I also saw footage from the last few years or so, and they asked her again, the same question, are you against LGBTQ? And she said, no, I am very for them. I support them all the way, blah, 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 blah. So, you know what? This is the thing with politicians is that it's been my experience that they are all full of crap, and I'm not. They're just all full of crap. Maybe once in a blue moon, you know, you might come across a genuine, smart, educated, someone who has good meaning, who means well, and has good ideals, good visions. You know, someone that you can. Someone that you can kind of look up to as whatever. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, my point is that Hillary, as I like to call her, Shitlery, did it too. So next time you hear someone say that Hillary was always honest, bullshit.
Okay, strong stuff from Ashley 7. Usually not like that. Point that she's trying to make indirectly, that I'm going to try to make directly, is that everyone has positions. So, for instance, being here in Israel, I, of course, very, very for the United States Embassy being moved to Jerusalem. I'm upset that he promised it, meaning Trump, and didn't do it. But should I hate a given president or be totally against him, whether he's president or candidate, just because he's not for that? No. I think the same thing might be true for how someone stands regarding the gay community. Now, if they want to hurt the gay community or hurt anybody, like I said, this thing with electroshock therapy force on anybody, whether their age, their sexual preference, their gender, is wrong. It's horrible. And I, again, want to see that Pence really has said that and stands behind that, because that's awful. I know he's probably not for the gay community and for equal gay rights. But should that make us hate somebody? Should that make us actually hate? Isn't that just as bad as when straight people hate gay people just because they're gay? It's time to stop just being, I think, narrow and hating people on specific issues and saying, well, they're bad in every way. The real world is that somebody has to be president of the United States. And the United States and the world are facing huge, tremendous issues that can affect our literal lives. Again, like I said, what's going on in Syria, with Iran, with Russia now being deeply involved in the Middle East, particularly in Syria, because of our wonderful predecessor president, the Obaminator, who abominated United States influence out, and Russia stepped in. Again, a whole topic for another show. North Korea, with little fat pig man. Little fat pig man, crazy, dangerous as heck.
Oh my God.
A crazy, wild child with nuclear bombs. Can you think of anything more horrible? Anything more dangerous? And again, it's been the past presidents who let North Korea get to this stage. And as much as I don't really like how Trump is handling it, virtually not handling it, he inherited it. So we have to be very concerned now. The state of the world is very precipitous. It's dangerous. It's volatile, to say the least. And it can affect our very lives, not just the quality of our lives, but staying alive itself. So we have to be very concerned about who's president, about their temperament, about their leadership, about their judgment, about their effectiveness. And I am stating here on the air that I have great doubts about whether President Trump has those qualities to be an effective, able, and successful president. Now, short of having a whole new election, which is not in the Constitution, is one of the reasons the Founding Fathers in the Constitution made the idea that you have to have a vice president was so there'd be someone automatically there to become the new president. And as I said twice before during this show, is if President Trump, the sitting president now, leaves that office for any reason whatsoever, including being impeached, which his enemies and the people who hate him so vociferously are trying to do, or if he quits, for which I feel might be for the good of the country, then the existing vice president, who happens to be Mike Pence, will become automatically, through the law of the Constitution, the new president of the United States, and finish the existing term. The term of president is now less than a year in. Again, it was just the other day on October 20th, 9 mere months, and there's 4 years total in the term.
9 months already?
It's been 9 months. And if you really look at the record, if you really look at what's going on, it's not just a matter even that he didn't get a lot done that we were hoping that he would get done of significance, but that he has walked away from many of his core campaign promises. He's demonstrated a terrible, in my opinion, lack of judgment in the people he picked to surround him in the White House with his cabinet members who are now embroiled in controversy and scandals and congressional hearings, and all this just diverts more from getting the business of government done and makes him, meaning him, Donald Trump, even less effective.
Exactly. I totally agree. I know I haven't been talking nearly enough with this, but I like hearing my dad talk. He has this very, very listenable voice that you just want to listen to it more and more. But maybe that's just because he's just.
My students in college didn't always agree with that. No, they did like listening. They just didn't like doing the exams for me. They didn't like doing their exams.
You were the quintessential professor.
The quintessential professor. Hey, that should be a new tagline for me. The quintessential professor.
So what I was trying to say, what I was getting to before, is that I completely agree with what my dad said. I think, seriously and honestly, if we're really honest with ourselves, I think we can all agree that everybody makes mistakes like that. Everybody, every now and then, makes a bad choice in judgment. Maybe they were led on, made to believe one thing when it was really another. They trusted someone. They thought they would be good to work with or good to be with. They thought they were good company, but in the end, they realized they weren't. It happens to everybody. Me, to my dad here, to my mom, to my brother, everybody. It happens to everybody. But where am I getting at here? When it comes to Trump and his administration, it's beyond ridiculous. Okay, I don't know how else to put it. It's just beyond ridiculous. I mean, it happens to everybody. We all make mistakes like that. We all make bad judgments. But with him, it's beyond absurd already. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, and on that note, I'd like to bring up something historical. The quintessential professor has to, of course, bring up historical perspectives. Is that a lot of people were trying to compare Donald Trump either negatively, positively, neutrally to Ronald Reagan, the last known, famous, conservative Republican president of the United States. Donald Trump is no Ronald Reagan, positively or negatively. I want to remind you, for those of you who are too young to remember, is that Ronald Reagan came into the White House as an experienced governor of the largest state of America, which is California. He also was the president of a very large organization, the Screen Actors Guild. Now, some people made a big criticism to him. Oh, he's just an actor. Well, yes, he primarily is known as being a famous actor, but he had significant experience running a government of California and also of a major organization, the Screen Actors Guild. And I want to make another difference, and please don't take this as a personal attack. I said I didn't want any personal attacks on this show, but he had Nancy Reagan. Now, a lot of people hated Nancy Reagan. May she rest in peace. She's gone now. She wasn't the nicest person. She could be, I guess, a bitch, and she could be mean. But she looked out for her husband, and she made sure that things got done. And she was an able and capable advisor. And there's a sis boom rah, 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 rah for Nancy Reagan, a la Ashy 7. One woman speaking up for another.
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan made sure that her husband surrounded herself with capable people. Now, you may not have agreed with their politics, but they weren't the type of people that you see Donald Trump surrounding himself with. And again, I don't want to make any personal attacks. Melania Trump, am I saying her name right? I can never pronounce his wife's name right. Melania, is no Nancy Reagan. She's not. I have nothing against her, but she's no Nancy Reagan. And his daughter, Ivanka Trump, is also, I'm sure she's a nice lady, but she's no Nancy Reagan, and she doesn't really have the experience or the know-how, and I don't think even her husband, Jared, does either. Again, this is not personal attack. I'm just comparing and contrasting. That Donald Trump himself is no Ronald Reagan, and the Donald Trump administration and the Donald Trump White House is certainly no Ronald Reagan administration or White House either. And that, I think, may be one of the cores of the problem. We're facing the world, not just America, not just Israel, but the whole world is facing existential issues where our existence could end, our lives could end through nuclear war, where Russia is playing havoc throughout the rest of the world because people like Obama and the predecessor to Trump let them and made America very weak. Donald Trump ran on a platform about let's make America great again. I don't see it. Where is it?
When was America ever great?
And America's office saying America was never great. But that's, again, a subject for a whole other show. But America is certainly, I don't see either in foreign affairs or domestically better off than it has been before. A lot to think about. Really, really don't know what to make of this. All I know is that something does have to be done about this because we're facing, some serious shit.
So would Mike Pence make a better president? Well, we're not sure, but I think he deserves a chance. Okay? So we have a minute and a half left, and we're going to have to sign out now. And this has been a very, very informative and very interesting broadcast tonight. And I want to thank my dad for, brainstorming with me to come up with the topic for tonight. So thank you so much for listening, Shar, and I love ya, and I hope I'll come back to America, next year. I hope. I'll talk to you about it later. Love you. Bye. Thank you for listening.
Okay, class is almost out. That's our 1-minute warning bell. Again, you're listening to Radio Chutzpah. Broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Ra'anana, Israel. My name is Kerry Zayas. I am here with my able and wonderful host, the one and only Ashy 7. Keep your ears on, stay tuned, and we'll see you on the other side.